Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2. You join us in another exploration. Now we've got 4 expeditions that I want to do today, and that will finish off all of the expeditions in Zone 2. The first one starts at this downed fighter jet where we actually managed to get a light cannon, which is really good. There's just loot here, really nothing more than that. So we'll clear this out and that'll be really useful for us and a good start to our first exploration. So we also dumped all of the stuff, or most of the stuff, from our last set of expeditions at our settlement of Riverview. We are going to just very quickly load up what's left here. I think we can. We can't. Right. Okay, what about here? Tell me that I can't actually loot this place for some reason. There we go. Got it. And we get that light cannon. Good. Right. So that's the first bit done. We're going to slow things down a second. And then we are going to have a look at our expeditions tab. Just there, it looked like we got a radioactive rainstorm, but there's a warehouse here that we're going to explore very quickly. And it looks like toxic rain in 7 minutes and 20 seconds. But we're okay at this moment in time. We need a generator and some iron tools in this location. Now, I don't think I have any iron tools in our vehicles because I've just unloaded everything. The Pathfinder has arrived. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly... That's a Nomad, not a Pathfinder. Where's my Pathfinder? Where are you? Come on. Okay, we'll just do it this way. Lots of vehicles. Now, there it is. Bring you in. You can use the generator, so we'll start this exploration off. Right, so a car, axe, lots of stuff here. We might actually find some iron tools. There's a save code, 3468. So we'll just run around and loot these containers before we go into the main body of the warehouse. Looks like there's a smashed wall there. I don't think it's something that we can use to access it. So I guess it's through the control panel, which is what we need the generator for. That was the container which requires 4 iron tools to get into it. So we'll just load up here, getting in. And it looks like there's quite a bit of stuff in here, which is good. There's the safe. Just reminding myself of the code, 3468. And we will get in and get that looked at. 3, 4, 6, 8. What do we have? Iron tools. Come on. Nope. It is. Ooh, the copper smelter. Excellent. Still no iron tools there, but we do get another blowtorch, cable drums, and a crate with medicine in it. So all we need to do is get the iron tools to finish that one off. We'll end our exploration. We'll take the lockpick. Oh, wait. No, we don't want to do that. We want to proceed because we're going to disconnect the generator. Then end our expedition. Done. Okay, so this mule, I'm just going to have them very quickly load up whatever's in here. And then we'll have our Pathfinder just grab the leftovers. Then I'm going to very quickly send a buggy to Riverview to grab some tools. But while that is happening, there is another one down here. It is this barn. We have a look at the barn. What do we need? Nothing by the looks of things. So we'll actually send a Nomad down to the barn. And we'll loot that because that looks like it's just loot. Nothing in there for us. But that's good. That means this expedition will be very quick. We can start it up and we'll have a look around. Yeah, it's literally just loot. Some trash containers, barrels, a crate. Another container, and then in the actual barn itself, we have to climb the ladder. All right, climb the ladder, loot this pallet, and that's 100% done. There was a generator in it, though, so that's pretty good. We'll end the expedition, take the generator. That's everything done there. Right, so there's one more expedition on the far side of the map that needs a ladder. Which of my vehicles has a ladder? So I do have a Nomad with the remaining bits in it that I need. There it is. So it's actually that Nomad. I'm going to send 2 Nomads over to the other side of the map there where that house is. They can go there, loot that stuff. And then you can see on my expedition tab here, we've still got some items in the military airfield, the clay pit and the end zone there. They have actually got some stuff up. There's a technology there, which can apparently be found at the site. And I've not yet found it. So I don't really know what's in there. Maybe it was that person who refused to open the door. Who knows? Right, okay. So this ruin did need the iron tools. We are going to have our convoy just take a rest over there for now. And we should have... This buggy has arrived. We're going to drop off that limited food that's there. And they're going to take the tools, then head back over to this space. Where is it? There it is. Heading over there. And once that is cleared out, all of our expeditions are complete in this zone, other than just the basic like loot runs and stuff that we need to do. So it's just this container. Once that's looted, this should complete to 100%. There we go. And I don't... Oh, it was scrap and iron. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good. So we'll end that one, and then we do need to bring another vehicle over here to finish off the loot. So we'll take this Nomad here, just over there. They're going to loot that, and they're going to pick that up. Great. Now, what I want to do is, there's some areas that we haven't looted in Zone 1, and areas that we obviously haven't looted in Zone 2. So we're just going to head there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this end zone. Yeah, I think the technologies there we're not going to be able to get because I can't actually restart the expedition. So I think that might just be a bug of some description. And that's fine. So there was a research in there that we didn't get. I think it's actually something that I've already unlocked anyway, so it's just not going to show up for me. The Nihilists are on their way down. Where are they going? I think they're just kind of not really going anywhere in particular. So we're going to go and try and meet them at the crossroads here. They're on their way. Which way are they going to go? Just the one of them. Where are they going? We'll probably wipe these out with this. Yeah, there we go. It's going to... Yeah, he's down. Perfect. Right, good. So that was easy. And then our next step is probably to lay the foundations for our new settlement. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my buggies just head down here where this southern area of the map, there are some areas that we've yet to loot. So we're going to go and do that now. I think they're over here. Yeah, there's two there. So we'll send the buggies there. And then I'm pretty sure we have some more somewhere along this route. Yeah, there's quite a few there. So what I'll do is, again, I'm going to come here. Where's the rest of my convoy? They are hiding out there somewhere. There. There they are. So we'll have this lot go down there. They're not there. They're going to get explored by the looks of things. And then over to here. And I think that's it. Although there was one single. Oh no, there's quite a few down here as well. So lots of areas that I've yet to loot. These guys actually made it to there. So we're going to go down here to this little area where I'm pretty sure there were some more. There they are. And then we can finish off all of that. So these guys have arrived at this house where they're going to start the expedition. And, oh, there's a ladder here already. And a mailbox. Just a bit of lore. We've got a bottom support there and a ladder. Another ladder here. So I reckon we put the bottom support, we put the ladder on that bottom support there. That placed in, then we can climb up the ladder. And we can loot the rest of this house. So there's a barrel there. A ladder taking us up where we pick up a plank. Pallet there. And then we go back down the ladder. And I think that barrel's at ground level. So again, we'll drop down the ladder. We'll pick our ladder up. And we'll go around here to this barrel, which should complete the expedition. That was an easy one. We can end it. We can take everything out. Perfect. And these guys can now just loot some stuff. And this is all going to be kind of getting things prepared. Let's load this in because I think there's some shared resources here. And we'll pull everything out. Yeah, perfect. Not that one. This one. No, this one. There we go. Right, done. Excellent. What we're going to do is we're going to take these goods back to Newtown. We're going to drop everything off in that main settlement. And then over here, we can loot some stuff here. So again, I do have... Maybe that one hasn't arrived yet. And over here, we've got our buggies down in this area where they're going to be able to just loot whatever's here. And And this should be perfect. Excellent. Right, we'll grab this. Good. Then we'll come over to this one. We'll loot that. And then this one. Nothing. Right, they're done. Then we'll send them just down to this little space here. Over here, there we go. The Nomad has arrived. So they're going to loot there. Moving on again. And this is basically just getting us some resources in storage of these vehicles, which we'll, when we do finally get another settlement, or major Zone 2 settlement up and running, they can then put all of that stuff in and give them a really nice starting pool of resources. Head over here, where they're actually meeting up with another convoy. And we're just rebuilding our convoy, bringing them all back together, having now hopefully explored everything in Zone 1, with no more items available for us to take. These guys, you're going to loot here. That's good. And these are obviously going to be basic tier 1 resources, so there's not going to be much to these, but we are exploring everything. We're just going to slow down a bit. There's one. I think we're looking pretty good now. Good. Right, so next episode is about progression and advancement. I think we are probably going to build 2 new settlements. You might notice in the eastern side of the map on Zone 1, there is another settlement that we've yet to establish. That is going to be our first port of call, because they can produce quite a bit of stuff for us, mainly more radiation protection. They've also got a clay pit, and there is a wind turbine that we can restore there. Lots of scrap as well, and some farmland, and a nice amount of water, so that is good. We're done here. Is there anything down here? Because this little road going out, no, that one's been explored. We'll just have a quick look over the map. I think everything in Zone 1 has been cleared. What would be useful is a little bit, I mean, it's not going to be added, but what would have been useful was a way to track the like non-expedition things. So any sort of areas or points of interest that you unlock as you go, it would be good to have them available and like a knowledge that you can like tick those off. But I think we are done. What I might do is off camera, I'll just do a little bit more exploration and looking around just in case I've missed something. So let's get everything linked back up. We're going to send these guys back to Newtown, where the Nomad and the 2 Nomads have arrived already, and they are going to drop things off. We're going to reset our stocks, and we're going to reset our convoy so that they're ready for another jump into the wasteland. So we just put everything back in. Our depots are full there, so we're going to need to do something with the resources that we currently have. But these guys can now drop off all of their loot, all of their gains from exploration, and we can be ready for our next step, which is, in fact, we could actually establish a new settlement today. We've got a bit of time left, so let's do that. We'll put everything in here. Just want to make sure I've emptied these out. Oh, we can drop that gun off. Move her away. Same again. Depot is full. So we'll move this one aside. And eventually we're going to be able to really make some major adjustments to our trade routes. But right now I'm quite happy with how things are. But it is definitely going to be a good idea to get a really good core production of those vital services up and running. So I think having it across 3 settlements will be really, really useful. So getting things like, I mean, this settlement on the eastern side is very much going to operate in the same way as Crimson Canyon, where we have a nice amount of radiation protection being produced. I think that'll be really useful. We're just going to load up with wood and scrap and cloth. We need to take some settlers. So we're going to take 10 people to start our new settlement. And we're going to take some water for them. We're then going to have this mule here load up some food. And we could do with some more building materials. So let's load up some, I guess we need, what else could we need? Bricks. Ooh, we've only got 5 bricks. Right, okay. So clay is going to be something that we produce in this new settlement. But let's head over. Now, there's a really nice location here where we can set this one up. So its loading point is facing Newtown. One issue that I have here is I should have put my loading bay for Crimson Canyon right there. Medici is good. So what I might do is I might try and move. Can we actually do that? We go into logistics. Access point. Let's build a new access point. This space here. That is perfect. That's exactly where I want it. So we now have a second access point for Crimson Canyon. Once it's built, we can actually demolish the first one. But what that means is we'll have to demolish these bunkers and move them to the other side, because this access point will become quite problematic because it's a target. So we'll get that one built. Shouldn't take long. And then Crimson Canyon's new access point will again face this space, which cuts down on travel time again. That's great. That's useful. So then over here, we've just arrived, so we can probably build our access point here. We just bring this up to here. There we go. Right. Now, there we go. That's perfect, actually. That's where I want to build that. Then if we have a look, we've got farmland there, which is actually really nice. That's on a good location. Over on this side, we've got more farmland. I reckon we want to put our settlement. Oof, okay. Tough. Tough, tough, tough. Now, we'll put our town hall right there. And our scrappers can work on clearing out that space. Maybe there. Yes, that works. So we now have a new settlement. And we're going to trade all of these resources into the settlement so that they've got a decent start. Now, food is something that we're going to really need to look at quickly. I think I've got some food. Did I store some? I definitely did. Put some in a nomad. There we go. And that's the food in. Good. Somebody died very quickly there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the basics of this settlement set up off camera, and we will, it's called Malaise. Right. So to begin with then, let's have a look. We can build a shelter, but we need 25 lots of plastic for that. So we're going to put our shelter here. We are also going to build the basic resources that we need in the form of a scrapyard, which is going to go right there just for the hell of it for now. Then we are going to place a lumberjack hut. We're just going to use the basic stuff today. We're not going to go overboard and get loads of advanced stuff because we'll come back and sort that out. So a lumberjack hut will go there. We'll link everything up with a road. Again, very basic. We will edit and adjust as we push the scrap away. Then we want to build some food. And we need water as well. So water there, food here as well. Let's put in a fishery there and a water collector in the form of a basic jetty. Right there. And again, this can all be adjusted, but for now it's about getting that basic settlement structure up and running. And we'll just have this road come down to here. And then again, it's going to go around. So you can see that the road is not the best. But now that doesn't actually matter because we will push away all of the scrap very soon. And we have run out of tools. So scrap tools are going to be needed. And we need plastic for that shelter. But I think with the vehicles that we have coming in, we are actually going to be able to do that quite quickly. There's some more scrap there which we can put to use. So let's dump more things into here. There we go. We can build our road now. Just going into there. Perfect. That's good. That's what we wanted. We'll move these 3 vehicles away. We've got some plastic, which is good. And then again, more plastic here. So again, we'll just move everybody up and we'll load in that. And then here with this nomad as it arrives, we can load in that. And then we can build our shelter. Then we're going to want to build some houses because we need them to reproduce. So we'll just start with some basic tents with our first one going here. And again, we'll move it once everything has been built. The next thing we're going to need to do, though, is build some depots, mainly material depots. So I'm going to put quite a few of these over here in this space so that we can get all of the scrap as quickly as possible. We're then going to go with upgraded food depots here, and we're going to put these just in random locations as well. It doesn't matter at this moment in time. It's just about making sure that our citizens have storage. Right now, they don't have that. So getting some water towers and stuff put in place will always be helpful. Put one here, one here, one here. That gives us a nice bit of storage to begin with. And they actually are going to need bricks and coal. And again, I think over here it's bricks and more bricks there. So let's store up whatever we can. Move these aside. What else have we got here? We can put some more scrap in, I think. No, we can't. We're out of space for that. And looking over here, I don't think these guys have anything useful. Ooh, some tools which we can put in there. Some wood, which we can put in as well. More plastic. And more plastic and food. Right, so we now have the wood cutting lodge up and running, so we put one person to work in that. And then scrap, that's a shelter. The upgraded food depot, scrapyard there. Fishing hut, right there. And then water there. So that leaves us with 4 settlers ready to go for building. They're going to ask us to upgrade these really quickly, but I have no intention of doing that right now. So that is the very beginnings of this new settlement up and running. And what is going to happen is I'm just going to have them kind of scrap this area here first so that we get access to a little bit more space. Let's have them go to here. There we go. Right, Lizzie is coming, and she's coming for the iron wall. So what we want to do is we want to get this lot over to there as quickly as possible. Especially when you consider... Actually, let's see if we can cut her off. Don't know which way she's going to go. Do you know what? We'll go to this crossroads here. I think that's going to be the best place for us. Then, if I have a quick look, though, I think I've got some buggies that aren't armed. This one here, I'll just pull them aside. This one here, we'll pull that one aside as well. Then, they don't have an armament either. About this one, that does. Let's pull that aside anyway. And that one does as well. So we'll grab those two and just have them go straight up to the settlement. They are going around the top, which actually gives us a bit more space to do what we need to do. And these 3, they are going to go back to our settlement of Newtown to try and pick up some bricks. Now, I am transporting bricks all over the place. So if we have a look here, they are maxed out on bricks. So we've managed to shift 2,250 bricks from Newtown to the iron wall. We're doing the same with Medici, and then eventually we'll do the same with Crimson Canyon. Unless we start brick production in another location, like Malay's here, which has 2 clay pits. We've also got that major clay pit there. What's going on with this lot? That's a big convoy coming through, but mine is definitely going to get there first. So that is very good. They'll get there and we will definitely be taking them out very quickly, which will give us a nice number of guns and stuff so we can actually sell those guns in exchange for decontamination kits. So let's go back to our vehicles that are here. Oh, we've got... That's 1 buggy there. Let's send that one back as well. And we've got 3 here. So we want to grab some bricks, but we're short of them. They have already gone. So what I might do is I might send these buggies over to Medici to just grab some of the bricks that are there. And we will take them all the way back with us. So as you can see, Lizzie Rasmussen's crew are being taken out. We're going to send everyone down to here to wipe out the remainder. Perfect. What's going on with this one? Oh, they actually made it. That's good. That's okay. So we'll send these two back here for repairs. And then looking here, we can start looting these wrecks. Getting all of the ammunition and weapons from them, which is really good. So we've wiped out her lot, and we can just finish off picking up the pieces here, which will give us even more guns to sell to Ole Sorensen in exchange for those vital decontamination kits, which I'm not producing a great deal of at the moment. And I did notice actually at the crossroads there's another vehicle that's been taken out there, so we can go and grab that. And the smaller convoy is just slowly making its way to us. So we can actually head back and take them out as well. They're coming along this stretch of road, and they'll be wiped out pretty quickly. So that is very good. Right, so we have some more buggies here that we're going to send up to this area. I don't think any of them are currently on patrols. Lizzie's getting tired of this, apparently. We'll just head down and finish the job very quickly. Perfect. And then I'm going to bring this convoy back here for any repairs. We're going to trade here. We're going to take the bricks off them. 150 lots of bricks should be enough. Then this convoy will head on over to Malay's. And we should be able to do some construction here as well. Lastly, this fishing hut needs more people working in it. They also don't have a supply of tools. So I think before we finish off, we are going to get that industry up and running. We want scrap tools to be produced here in trades and crafts. We need a workshop. So we'll put that in there. They want to be near wood and scrap production. It's not possible for me to do that. So I'm just going to put them near the wood production here. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a mess to begin with. But once it's done and we can create scrap tools, we'll be in a really good position. We can dump off some of the scrap here that we've collected, and then I just need to find the bricks. Get rid of those tools and plastic, and there's the bricks. Great. So we can now start constructing all of these. We need plastic as well, which we don't currently have. But again, if we keep dropping this stuff off, there's more scrap. And actually what we could do with then is a recycler. So people are already reproducing here, which is really good. And it's kind of given me a bit of a explanation and a bit of advice or kind of knowledge for what we need to do with the other settlements in future, because they're going to need to be able to make better use of their space. So the residents currently, they are able to do most of the tasks that we want them to do. But to truly get the most out of it, we really need to make sure that we are producing, we are using our population in a more viable way. Currently, we're not doing that. So if we can convert some of our huts and houses to shelters, we can then have those houses. We can reduce the number of houses in exchange for shelters so that we can increase the population. The shelters are only really needed. Well, the shelters are what keep you using, they will house a large number of populace in exchange for not being able to reproduce. But if we are able to use a combination of shelters and houses, the houses are where people reproduce, houses, huts, tents. Then they move into shelters and they grow up and they die. And then you have this cyclical kind of reproductive chain where people grow up, people move into shelters, and they are then able to continue reproducing in the houses. And that's what we need. That'll give us a better outlay for our space use and will allow us to develop further quicker whilst having a more kind of expanded population. So we're going to go and pick up some plastic and coal just to speed this process along. We want some plastic in there. Can we drop that off? No, we can't. Let's get some more plastic. And then we'll pick up some coal. Then we'll head back to Malays and drop this off. This is obviously going to have a new name next time we come around. We're slowly getting rid of the scrap there, which means we can do some redevelopment. This has like a phenomenally large amount of scrap in it though. So currently, if we look further afield, there's 10,000 scrap in that little settlement area there. We need to get rid of that. So how we do that is going to be just this endless cycle of harvesting scrap. But I'm comfortable with that. So our next episode, we are going to build another new settlement. We're just going to get these items built. What are we missing now? Wood and scrap. So we can't actually get that right now because we don't have a lot of it. I could just send this lot back and get some more wood and scrap because Newtown is flush with all of that sort of stuff. So we'll do that and then we'll finish off. But we now have another settlement. It is a mess, but it is a settlement nonetheless. And next episode, we will move into this new area. I'm going to get myself through this drought. We're going to be ready. Next time you come back, the middle settlement of Zone 2 will be already established, and I'll have done a little bit of work on that. The Nihilists are coming in, and they're coming to this settlement of Riverview, so we're going to head over there. I'll have defended that as well by the time we come back, and we're just going to dump all of this stuff into vehicles and shift them over to there. We will just take these 2 vehicles, we'll drop them off there, and I will see you for the next one. So, another new settlement built. Bit of a mess and lots of work to do, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.